You're going to love this. Trust me, what you're seeing now is my normal state. This is a Super Saiyan. And this is what is known as a Super Saiyan that has ascended past a Super Saiyan. Or, you could just call this a Super Saiyan 2.
Wilhelm, what a useless transformation. You've changed your hair, so what?
Just wait!
Has he really found a way to surpass an Ascended Saiyan? Is that possible?
He must be bluffing. I mean, what would that make him? Double Ascended?
And this
What's he doing?
Is to go even further beyond! It's unreal. How is he generating that much power?
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I hope you enjoyed that intro. It took me about 3 hours to make that. I have had the idea of making this build for a while, and I think that with the introduction to the Incarnon Burston, it has just taken Mirage to the next level. As I say in my video, breaks her limits with the idea of just spraying non-stop bullets into your enemies. You will shred any level enemy, Eximus, Acolyte, whatever. They don't stand a chance with the amount of lead you are pumping into them as fast as you are. So let's get into the build. So you may be surprised, but this is actually a zero forma build. Now, if you don't have an Umbral forma like me at the time of recording this video, I would add in a Umbral forma here and here, add a little bit of range, and put Prime Sure-Footed. However, if you don't want to run Umbral Fiber and you want to instead use something like extra range and perhaps her Hall of Mirrors augment, you could do that as well. You could even throw in some extra strength. You could do that as well, and add in, you know, the stretch mod. And I was kind of running this at first, but due to the first evolution having to do with armor giving you punch through, I realized that I would have to either have a ton of Archon shards, run this Arcane here, Arcane Guardian. Even though it's not maxed, you only need a 450, and at rank 3 you get base 600, and at rank 2 you get base 450. So 15% chance whenever you take damage. However, because the enemies are getting slowed constantly because of Gloom and Rolling Guard, you're really not taking a whole lot of damage very often. So that's why I elected to just run Umbral Fiber, which, if you look at having this extra strength and extra power strength here, if I take both these mods off, the only big difference right here is 2% difference in strength due to the fact that having all three Umbral mods increase themselves when you have them together. And then because the range is low, it's not that big a deal because Mirage is actually very agile, and you're going to be moving around and chasing enemies down and shooting them in the face anyway. I don't like to have Gloom very high range because it kind of limits the amount of you know, life support you get. You have to chase it down a little bit harder. But yeah, with Rolling Guard, you don't have to worry about them shooting you from afar, even though you're kind of giving yourself the base Gloom range works just fine. You'll see in the gameplay I went about 10 minutes into SteelPath, into Moat Survival. No problems whatsoever. Yeah, this build is really good. This is Zero Forma. You can't ask for much more than that, but if you were to have some Umbral Formas, use 2 here, add either her augment or more range, whatever you want, and then of course Prime Sure-Footed. Now, as far as the arcanes, I'm using Arcane Blessing. Now, you already have 856 health, but with Arcane Blessing, you go well into over 1,000. But if you're not looking to have that much health, truly you don't really need it. You could run something different, like maybe Arcane, was it Arcane Rage? You could do that, give yourself even more damage. You could give yourself, some more energy with Arcane Energize, more strength with Molt Augmented, make them even slower. Molt Efficiency, making your 3 active abilities last even longer because you're going to be using your 1, your 3, your 4. All those things are based off duration. So you could, theoretically use Molt Efficiency and have these things last a little bit longer due to most of your energy being spent with Gloom. So you are going to need Prime Flow because this is kind of a, I wouldn't say super energy heavy build, but you're going to need to have a good amount of energy pool for Gloom to like not cancel itself out constantly. This is the build I'm running for the Burston. I did actually make a Burston build and review video on my channel, so be sure to check that out as well. The Riven is nothing crazy. It's just crit chance toxin. You could get far better rolls than this. I just like it because it allows me to run, an added mod over just the toxin or something. As far as, what about hunting munitions? You are literally emptying out 600 rounds so fast that you're not going to have enough time to see hunting munitions actually benefit you. Plus, you've got your little Holomir's allies also shooting, the same gun. So if you think about it, you're pretty much pumping out thousands of rounds. So it's pretty nuts. Like I said, you'll see in the gameplay how incredibly strong this build is, especially with the Burst on and its new Incarnon form right here. So that's it. I mean, that's the build. If you want to, again, Forma, go for it, but, you really don't need it. You could just run something simple like this and just own the Steel Path. There's really not much that they can do. I do actually have some Archon shards here, but they're not Tau Forged. It's just a little bit of extra strength. You're going to be moving around a lot due to the range of your Gloom being at base, so you want to move a little bit better. And then, just a little bit extra armor just to get me over more than the 450. It's more of like a comfort thing. You could even give yourself even more parkour velocity by running something like Amalgam Barrel Diffusion, which gives you more dodge speed, which you could actually benefit from since I am running Rolling Guard. So there's just a lot of things that kind of work in unison, proc off each other, work together, etc. But yeah, this is a very obtainable build. The Burst on it came, I think, on week 5, so if you didn't get it yet, you are going to have to wait a little bit longer. But another weapon you could potentially use here is actually the Bratton. Now, it doesn't have as much ammo, but it is also pretty good with just spraying bullets. So keep that in mind too. That's actually coming out next week because the 6-week cycle is resetting next Sunday at the time of recording this video. So without further ado, enjoy the gameplay.
Life support has been cut off. They're trying to choke you out. Hold on. I'm sending auxiliary life support. delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time. Ready for a capsule. I've delivered another life support capsule. action. We will all share in this bounty. Hold out as long as you can.
As you conquer the foe, so you conquer yourself.
That's the end of the video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing. It took a great deal of effort to get this video out. I spent a lot of time working on it, so consider leaving a like as well. And down in the comments, tell me what you think about the build. Tell me what you thought about the intro. I had a blast making that. So again, thank you and take care.